All right, fellas and ladies, this is Joey the Maker, and I am doing a quick review of my Glock 19 that I have done some custom work to. This is actually really awesome. This is really cool. I have a Glock 19. It's a Gen 1 that I've had for, oh God, this thing's probably 15 years old. I bought it from B&B Sales, which is the gun store that the LAPD grabbed a bunch of AR-15s from during the North Hollywood shootout back like 15 years ago, if you remember that happening. It was originally issued as a duty weapon by Washington, D.C. Police Department, and when they changed to, I think, 40s, they went to 40s, they turned these things in, and I picked it up that way. So it's got kind of an interesting past. Just right off the bat, you can tell that there's probably something going on with it that's not quite typical. And by the way, I'm doing this video kind of upside down. I'm doing some crazy thing with my camera with one of those little like gorilla tripod things. So hope this works out good. But I'm going to go through this and show you what I've done to it. First things first, the thing is empty. It's not loaded, fully safe. So let's go through this thing. First of all, you might notice the red trigger safety. It's actually not a Glock trigger. It's a Fulcrum trigger by Glockworks. Probably the best trigger on the market for a Glock. I love it. This one is super light, a little too light actually. It's not something that you'd want to keep around for home defense, but it is the Fulcrum trigger. This thing's set up for about maybe a 3-pound pull, right around there, maybe 3 1/4 at the most. And it's got the, I think it's Heine fiber optic sights. Those things just light up like crazy during the day when you're outdoor shooting. It's a lot of fun, to shoot. So recently what I did to this thing was I stippled it. In fact, you'll be able to see right there. Recently stippled the grip. Just did it last night and finished it up about 10 minutes ago. I was kind of nervous about stippling it, to be honest with you, because I was afraid of how I could possibly screw it up, and I didn't want to screw up my gun. But I got a wild hair up my ass and I started working on it, so I did. And you can see I've got the trigger guard, the front of the trigger guard stippled. I've got the bottom of the trigger guard stippled. I've got everything. I've got the entire grip stippled all the way around. I actually left the stock Glock contour to the grip. I kind of left that on there. I may end up stippling over that too. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, just all around, just a great feel. I mean, this thing just feels great with the stippling. I highly recommend doing it. I just use a typical standard run-of-the-mill soldering iron. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. I guess that's a plug, maybe. But yeah, overall, this thing is just great. I'm gonna pop it apart for you real quick, like give you an idea of what's inside this. I've got inside the slide. I've got a heavy tungsten titanium guide rod. I've got, I'm not going to pull it apart, but I've got a metal back plate. I've got the fully skeletonized trigger assembly by Glockworks, so it's fully custom, helps reduce the mass so that the thing cycles quicker. All around, this is just a great gun to shoot. My 8-year-old son loves to shoot it. In fact, he just told me tonight that he wants a 22 SIG. Broke my heart that he wanted a SIG instead of a Glock. But right, Jojo?
Yeah.
Yep. So by the way, he could take a zombie's head off at 150 yards with iron sights on an AR-15. And how old are you?
8.
And that's no exaggeration, guys. So anyway, all around, I love what I did to this thing. I would be very happy to share my opinions and thoughts with anybody that has any interest in talking about it and talking about doing it. Just make sure you take your time. That's the key. All right? We'll talk to you later.